right, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at proofs of quadrilaterals. This is being recorded, by the way. Proofs of quadrilaterals. And this is going to be a little bit different than the properties of quadrilaterals because we don't have any numbers here. We're going to have letters. Okay? So we're going to figure out what point I is at. We're going to figure out what point M is at, T, and E. Okay, so if we're looking at our paper, M is at the origin. What would I say that is? 0, 0, right? Okay. Let's look at E. What point does it say E is at?
6, 0.
That's a B. B, 0. B as in boy. Okay? All right. Now here's the harder part. Where's I at? So I looks like the X value is A, and the Y value would be C. So it's A, comma, C. Okay. Now let's go to T. All right. I know that the Y value is C, but what's the X value?
B.
So B would be right here. So we went over B and we went over how much more? Is this length right here between 0 and A the same length between B and where T would be? We're going to call it B plus A, or A plus B. And then the Y value is C. I know, all kinds of crazy, right? All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to find the distances because we've got to prove that this is a parallelogram, excuse me. So if we want to prove that it's a parallelogram, what are ways to prove that it's a parallelogram? Opposite sides are congruent, but I don't really want to do the distance formula. What about opposite sides are parallel? What formula would I use? If I'm proving something is parallel, do I use distance, slope, or midpoint? Slope. Okay, let's try slope. Again, we know the slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or we can look at our graph. Okay, let's find the slope between I and M first. Okay, well, let's look at the y values. I'm going to say 0 minus C, right? Now let's look at the x values. I'm going to go 0 minus A. What's 0 minus C? Good. What's 0 minus A? Negative A. What's a negative over a negative?
Positive.
Positive. So we get C over A as our final answer. That's our slope for IM. Okay. Let's do the slope for M to E next. Okay. So the y value for E is 0 minus the y value for M, which is 0, over the x value for E is B, and the x value for M is 0. We're going to get a 0 on top. What does that mean the whole slope is?
0.
All right. We're going to look at E to T. Okay? The y value for T is C. The y value for E is 0. The x value for T is B plus A. The x value for E is B. What's C minus 0? C. What is B plus A minus B? A. So they're the same, right? We We've proven one side is parallel to another side. Okay. Let's do the last one. Should be I to t. Okay. Let's look at t. The y value is c minus i's y value is c over t's x value is b plus a. I's x value is a. What's c minus c? 0. So the whole thing should be 0. I'm going to leave the rest to you. I do want to say this to you. Okay, what is the opposite reciprocal of 0? Undefined. And undefined means you get a 0 on the bottom of a fraction. You know how we got zeros on the top here? And we would get like, what, b on the bottom, but the whole thing means it's 0? If you get 0 on the bottom of a fraction, you can never divide by 0. That's undefined. Okay? All right, so you don't really need calculators to do this, because you can't. You're going to define the term segment bisector. Okay? Then you're going to put it in an if and only if statement. You're going to prove that the diagonals bisect each other. So if we use bisect, what formula are we going to use? Distance, slope, or midpoint? Midpoint, thank you. Why when I say that, you guys can come up with an answer, but when I just give it to you, you look at me like this. All right. Number 2, you're going to have to make your own. If you want to look at number 2, you're going to have to make your own graph on there using things like A, B, and C. Okay? You're going to have to do the same thing for 3, 4, and 5. Okay? And use what you know about them. It's going to be rough. I'm here to help. That's why it's not due till Tuesday.
You're gonna cry.
No crying. It'll
Wait
be
a
all
minute,
right.
why is it due Tuesday?
It's due the 22nd, which is next Tuesday.
Why was the last one the third?
Because we started the last one on a different day.